And thank
Hello.
you so much for putting your cameras on. This is great. So you guys know what it's like to be in a classroom full of pretend people.
That's the truth. So I will tell you that my granddaughter is running around, so we may get greeted by her.
That's the best. If anyone becomes a cat or anyone has grandchildren around or real cats, that's okay. All right, well, it's 4:15, so we're going to get rolling. And first, welcome everybody, and thank you so much for joining after school. We are doing our best to make this really worthwhile for you guys. So I'm super excited that you have given this time of yours up for this, and we hope to make it worth it. So I'll just start with the typical. If everyone could mute for now, that'd be fantastic, and that'll help out with background noise. Most people already are, but it wasn't an automatic mute kind of a situation. So I'll start with, hopefully, today's schedule. And the schedules are going to be really similar each of the days. And that is for the first 15 minutes, we'll have some sort of housekeeping type of stuff going on. So today we're just going to go over who the Bioed Institute is, our staff, and our master instructors, and just sort of what to expect from this training. Then we'll move into the speaker sessions, which will be in sessions 1, 2, and 4. So our session 3 out of this whole training, we won't have a speaker. We're just gonna pretty much get right into it. And then the last at least hour and a half, we'll move into breakout rooms. Since we have speaker sessions and we have classroom breakout rooms, and we're all adults, I'm hoping we can just pick or get into those breakout rooms on our own. So you guys have sent earlier your choices for the speakers. So when I open the breakout rooms for speaker time, just pick the one that you chose. And if you said either one, then just pick whichever one that you'd like or whichever one your mouse lands on first. So the Bioed Institute, we are a nonprofit, and we are a small nonprofit, but we like to do big things. And so you're working today with most of our staff, which is Megan and me. And we both have a background in education. We spent at least 10 years in the classroom, and then we cover the full range from elementary school up through undergrad with our experience in teaching. And now we're in the workforce development side of things, where we're helping you guys inspire and prepare students to get into the life sciences field. So we have our master instructors that are joining us today, and they are also in your training manual or notebook. So we have Trisha Peterson from Paulding County High School, Stan Harrison from Morgan County High School or College and Career Academy, and Trisha Peterson, or oh my gosh, I copied that over. Sorry about that. Elizabeth Proctor from Jasper County. Sorry about that, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. So I'll fix that later. But her name's right on the Zoom. And all of those teachers have been Georgia Biotech Teachers of the Year, which is a really phenomenal honor. There's one, sometimes there's a tie, which Trisha and Elizabeth tied in 2019. But it's fantastic, and it's for anyone that has incorporated biotech into their curriculum or teaches the actual biotech curriculum. And those nominations you can enter at the beginning of the year, and then we have a celebration in April. So that's always in our newsletter, which you guys will all be on. But just as a heads up, if you want to nominate yourself or a colleague. So our organization, we're part of a larger organization called the Center for Global Health Innovation, and it has several divisions underneath that. So you'll see Georgia Bio, which you may be familiar with, and that's the state association that helps to advocate for all things life sciences. And that includes policy advocacy, patient advocacy, helping with come up with, again, policy, but for maybe a tax reduction so that life science companies can come here and offer employment to Georgians. The Georgia Global Health Alliance pushes for advocacy for global health and is particularly public health in Georgia. And then we are the Bioed Institute. And so we work through education mainly to help prepare a life science workforce. The Global Health Crisis Coordination Center, GHC3, kind of is like another arm to the CDC. So it helps out in areas or kind of complements areas that the CDC works on. So of course, COVID is top on their list right now. And then we have the Global Health Innovation District, which is a physical space, and it is in the process of being created. It is going to be downtown Atlanta, and it will be a convention center and a wet lab space, a co-working space for innovation and startup. So pretty cool thing that'll really help the whole life science ecosystem in the state. So the Rural Teacher Training Initiative is a collaboration between the Georgia Department of Education, Georgia Youth Science and Technology Centers, and you'll see a lot of the regional directors here participating, and the Georgia Bioed Institute. And the purpose of this is to support you guys to prepare and inspire students to pursue a career in the life sciences. And that ranges from lab tech positions to medical device to pharmaceuticals to public health. It's that whole wide range of things. And as you guys know, that starts with STEM-based education. And that's the ultimate goal, but at least to create a scientifically literate society. So on a little bit more granular level, the goals of this are listed out here. And it's to help increase the understanding of basic biotech concepts for both you all, but also to be able to pass on to your students, for you all to be able to pass on to your students as well, that biotech is existing. It exists across all the different science disciplines. We hope to be able to create confidence in your skill and ability and desire to want to incorporate these types of techniques into your lessons. And then hopefully broaden the students' knowledge of and your knowledge of life science careers. And that's the purpose of bringing in our industry speakers to see what's the point of the stuff that we're doing in this training and what's the point of the stuff that you do in class. Well, the point is there's a career in there. There's a way to make a living, and there's a way to make a living and be happy and glad with what you're doing in life. And then our finally is just to create a professional community for you guys. It's one thing that's nice about teaching is you have the camaraderie of other teachers, but sometimes when you're in a specific subject area, you sort of feel like you're on an island. And so we're really hoping to create this network for everybody through the training, through the group me, and through further trainings that you guys can kind of develop relationships and lean on each other to help support each other throughout your teaching and educational journeys. So we were trying to think of, a few questions that may come up throughout this training. And so we sent out an email at the beginning with access to a Google file, and we will store all of the stuff on that Google file. So if you haven't done that, I would recommend that you pull up the email. You can search for welcome and Biotech Infusion, and just make sure you can access that file. And that would be fantastic because all the stuff's going to be in there. It's also all in your training manual. And we put in a pen and a Sharpie and some sticky notes in case you want to take notes on there, and everybody has their different styles. But then we've also got the electronic files in Google so that you can take them and adapt them, make them yours, do what you want with it. So this training is it's been drawn out into 4 sessions. So last year we were able to do it in person. Last year was just plain different, as we all are well aware. But since it's virtual, it's just a lot to do in a day. So that's why we broke it up into the 2-hour segments. But imagine that it was one day, you would attend the full day. So we do hope and expect that everybody attends all 4 sessions. But having said that, they will be recorded. So if something comes up, you get to go get a vaccine, you have a sick child, whatever it is, they'll be recorded. And we just ask that you make that session up so that you're prepared and caught up. And if you ever need any kind of one-to-one or a little refresher, just reach out to Megan or I or your master instructors, and we can help make that happen. The speakers that are coming up in a few minutes, they will be recorded and they'll be available for you guys. So we'll have them separately recorded so that you can use them in your class as well. And those will be all stored in the Google file. So if you're checking in there right now, you'll see a Word doc that says recordings, and we'll have each of those links in there to all of the recordings. Our hope here is that everything we provide for you is useful. I think that, okay. So in the next few minutes, before our speakers join us, we have just a short to-do list for today. So a lot of you guys have completed the lab safety course. Hopefully all of you, maybe you just haven't sent in your screenshot yet, but if you haven't, please do that course. It's simple, but it's effective. And it's also a really great tool to be able to employ in your classrooms, and it's free. So no subscription needed. And you can use that for some of your digital instruction or in-person instruction. So please do that. The GroupMe, if you haven't joined that yet, please download that app, or you can do it online and just join that. And that's going to be our platform for communication, for sharing, for reaching out to each other. So again, in that introductory email, there was an invitation link for you to join GroupMe, and you can click on that and you'll get right in the group. If it's not working, just send me an email and let me know that, and I can manually add you in from the front end, and that should work. That's worked for a couple people who wasn't working through the link. And then the last piece, there is an agreement at the end. And if you could just read through that and sign it if you agree to it, and send it to your signed copy to me, and do it in whatever way is easiest for you. So if you have a cell phone, you want to just click a picture and email it, you can do that. You can text it to me. My phone number is in the millions of emails I've sent you. So whatever's the easiest way to do it, go ahead and do that. And it's always, a little bit